Hello everyone, I'm Gefepido, and I would like to introduce Tatu's Firestorm. This squad is built around, setting up a bunch of smoke and making all of it explode. Now, I feel the need to also point out that a bunch of ITB modders apparently really appreciate my work, so they have made a bunch of new passive weapons for me. So since Tatu also made this weapon, I've decided to showcase it along with his squad, and now the Vec will understand exactly how I feel all the time. Also, this pilot is from tosx's Cauldron Pilots mod because I'm trying to use pilots I've not used before. I hadn't fully thought through the synergy he would have with the squad, because I thought neutralizing smoke would be a mixed blessing, but since, I want smoke to be on the board, but since his mech has armor, getting rid of acid is actually really good for him, since he's the one who's going to end up close to smoke, on account of being the shortest range unit here. Anyway, Spark Mech, as you can see, is the one to blow shit up. This is the good stuff. I probably want that Ignite upgrade real soon, but I also want the upgrades that, put more smoke on the board real soon. There's a lot of upgrades I want. Plus, I want Awkwardness Inducer just because, it looks hilarious. But never enough cores, are there? Anyway, Vertex looks like it would be pretty amusing because Mosquitoes and Stink Bug Leader are both going to make smoke. Watchtower honestly doesn't look that bad, although I mean, I can probably handle roaches. Candyland might be a bit of a pain, but if I get the Scion quickly, then it shouldn't be too bad, I guess. This squad should be well suited to deal with swarmers if I can get some chains going. Although I have some doubts as to my ability to set up good combos, and Nautilus, not too bad really, but I'm leaning towards Vertex to start just because, there's a lot of lower HP units here. I don't need to worry about the acid with, what's his face, Schraeder, and, smoke. So let's see what happens. Alright, this one looks probably doable, but... Or the antenna one, always exciting. Ooh, I'm gonna have to be careful with the smoke on this one, ain't I? But, let's start with this. Alright, so, wow, okay, let's see. I can't afford to hide too much, can I? And I probably don't wanna... Let me think here. If I do this, what result? Okay, I'm concerned... No, wait, that's... If this silkworm went here and grabbed a geyser mech, that would be troublesome. I mean, I guess Spark Mech could shoot it straight out, but, Or actually... Let me think here. Because, yeah, if this silkworm went here and grabbed Spark Mech can just shoot it. Or... And if this one grabs Geysermech, he can just shove it next to the reactor, which is funny, but... I don't know. I'm never sure how... Silkworms in particular are kind of weird. I'm never sure what the ideal way to set up is. But I don't have enough movement to go hide in the corner from them. So... I guess I may as well put Nimbus Mech there. What a mess. Okay, I'm gonna have to get that reactor relatively soon. Ooh. I think if I have Nimbus Mech pop a shot here, then the egg sac tanks the fly's hit, and the silkworm goes in the water. Then I could have, or I could have Geyser Mech pop the fly over here, in which case the reactor will just kill it, but... And then I guess I'd be having... And should I do those things, then I guess I'd... Or I could do both those things and then have Spark Mech shoot this silkworm. And then next turn I'd have 2 Vec to deal with, and... No, wait. Okay, let's say I let the fly live this turn. I could have Nimbus Mech do this, Silkworm and Egg here. Then, I assume this thing's immune to smoke, yeah. I could then have Geyser Mech just do the Silkworm like this. And Spark Mech wipe the reactor now before anything goes wrong reactor-wise. I wouldn't be doing too much firestorming this turn, but you know. Getting the reactor dealt with now is more comfortable. Always makes me chuckle when flies pull something into themselves like that, but you know. Okay, that fly just had to make this tricky, didn't it? Okay, the fly's not actually a problem, but... Wait, I could just have Nimbus Mech do this and take those both out. That's a fair play. Could just have Spark Mech also do this. Unnecessary, but fun. And the fly doesn't actually matter at all. Not this turn, anyway. Though, I could do this as well, which would be amusing, but then the egg sac isn't dead. And the egg is slightly more important here. And then might just have Spark Mech kill the mosquito. And, oh, I could... No, Geyser Mech can't get around to push the Scion into the fly's range. I guess if I... No. I do, in fact, want the egg dead this turn, so I can't do anything too clever with the fly. Though I suppose I could have Geyser Mech hit the... No. No, I'm overthinking this. Now, I could then have Geyser Mech hit the fly and shove it into the acid in the bargain. No, wait, does the smoke override acid? I don't know. I guess it can't, or Corroded Giants wouldn't work as a squad. But anyway. So I can have Spark Mech grab this and shoot this guy. Okay, yeah, he can have acid and smoke. And if the... Okay. Alright, so if I put a smoke there, then Spark Mech could take both these guys out. And then I could have Nimbus Mech push this fly down onto the spawn. I'm not setting up chains very effectively, but in this instance, I'm not sure I need to. Wait, if I do this, then the fly being pushed onto the spawn would just cause trouble. Because it'll be hitting Spark Mech, which would not quite survive even. Yeah, that's a problem. Oh well. I guess, how far can Nimbus Mech get where it is? Okay. Yeah. Annoying. I did slightly cock this up, but that's okay. I could still push the mosquito, put smoke here, and push the mosquito over so it damages itself there. That'll be good for a chuckle. No, wait, need to do that first, if I want to do it. Because if I waited for Spark Mech to be here, then it'd get pushed up into the fly's attack, and that's no good. Oh, I can just spawn block with Spark Mech. Perfect. There we go. Finally, I'm actually playing Firestorm. Okay, so I guess this guy needs to be knocked into that. And there we go. Alright, got that pod. And, do I want +1 smoke? Probably. I mean, I would really like some move upgrades, but this itself is a lot of... makes it, you know, a lot easier to set up some chains, I think. I hope. I'll have to be a little careful around the antenna, but, you know, that's okay. How bad can it be? Hang on, what do we got here? We got the fly, mosquito, and get the oh, that's not even that much back. How do I say? I don't know. I don't want to get blocked in somewhere, which is a reason not to go. Well, I guess I could put someone up here, but does that really accomplish much? Not really. What a prick. Okay, so I might just put... My first thought is I could put Spark Mech right here and shoot the mosquito, getting this antenna down. And then Nimbus Mech could get here, push the fly. No, wait, I was going to say push the fly over to... so it killed the egg, but I could also put the fly here so it drags the wounded scion onto the spawn. And if I do that, then the egg would get bumped into Spark Mech. Hang on, I got everything undone, right? And then, I could just drop Geyser Mech here and get the antenna, I guess. Lil awkward, if I'm honest, but on the other hand, he doesn't have a good angle to do this. When And the acid means nothing to Karl, so, you know. It should be okay. It's not like a silkworm can get him that far into the water. And it's frankly really nice to have the antennae out of the way. Oh! That's pretty convenient, actually. Thank you, Mr. Mosquito. I can just do this after I get Nimbus Mech somewhere else. Yeah, okay, I could put Nimbus Mech here. No, wait, shit. I wanted Nimbus Mech somewhere he could shoot there. Okay, I would have liked to push the egg onto a spawn, but I may not have an angle to do that. I guess I could just, put him there and kill the egg like that. But in the meantime, Nimbus Mech may need to go somewhere else. Where do I want him? I guess it almost doesn't matter in this case. Hang on, is there a spawn he could block? I guess he could just go here. No, wait, this is T-3. I don't need to block all of them. What an asshole. Okay, so could just have Nimbus Mech pop a shot here, shove the silkworm in the water where he belongs. Then Spark Mech shoots this silkworm in the face. Then, I don't know, Geyser Mech could ignore the fly for all I care, or just get on a spawn and blow more smoke. He's got a point, especially with this squad, yeah. Okay, so if I do this, no, wait, wrong spot. Right, because it's Karl, I can just step on. If I do this, then Spark Mech could. No, wait, I need to be here, putting the smoke there. Then Spark Mech could shoot both these two, and Nimbus Mech just smokes this, fly in the manner of its choosing. No, wait, Spark Mech would be blowing itself up if he did that. That's a problem. Alright. Fine. What I can do is have Geyser Mech just kill the silkworm. Then Spark Mech can kill the mosquito. Then Nimbus Mech can do its thing over there. Alas. Yeah, very troublesome. That. Almost like handling high explosives is a dangerous job or something. Really, who comes up with such a notion? Wait, Cleo Pastry? Oh, God. Fuck you, Tatu. Anyway, guess I gotta go through Crimson Edifice. To get... and after I've done that, I'll get one of the 2 rep missions. Presumably. This looks okay-ish. Maybe. Alright, someone's got a... Alright, let's see. If I put those two there, then the silkworm could... If the silkworm grabs Spark Mech, it can get shot in the face. If the silkworm grabs Geyser Mech, it can get shoved in the water. If the silkworm attacks a building, well, probably shot in the face, but we'll play it by ear. Is there someplace else I should be? I mean, mosquito's a single target. Silkworm is a fucker that will be contrary no matter what. Oh, not even doing the web thing, huh? I mean, I could just... Wait, hang on. Let me think here. If I had Geyser Mech do, like, this, then theoretically I could get all three of them in one shot, but Spark Mech wouldn't have a safe angle to do it from is the problem. Where can Spark Mech get? Yeah, the lack of movement is killing me here. And, I wish I had Building Immune on this, but that is not an upgrade that exists in this world. If I do... Yeah, it's a little weird to think of the smoke going 2 and 3 tiles out. Useful, but weird. Okay, I might just end up, shooting the silkworm in the face and, probably shooting this mosquito like that, and then maybe, having Nimbus Mech shove the Scion onto a spawn. Ooh, okay. This guy's Spark Mech, right? So thick skin might be a good idea for him. Supporter's not bad, I guess. But since he's not an artillery type, thick skin might be better because there will be fire going on in this squad. Since he himself has the ignite thing. And it's hard to go wrong with thick skin. Plus, being immune to acid will... I guess he already had acid on, so it doesn't prevent existing acid, maybe? Look, I don't know the rules. Wow. That one really wants to die today. Okay, so... Spark Mech doesn't have a good angle on the silkworm. I'm thinking... if I get Spark Mech... If I have Spark Mech just, shoot the mosquito, or I could have Spark Mech go shoot the Scion for all I care. Then Nimbus Mech can pop a shot on... Could go here, shoot the building, shoving the silkworm into the water, and Geyser Mech can go over here and blast the mosquito. Again, I'm not being very firestormy at the moment, but if the job gets done, who can say I'm wrong? Also, something I noticed in Nature's Guardians, and have often thought, is that it's so nice to have an artillery that just does not give a shit about buildings or units or anything. Artillery, you know, pushing artillery that don't do damage, very nice. Okay, so, I think this silkworm really wants to go in the water. Wow, geyser... This mosquito probably wants to get geysered. And then Spark Mech should have an angle to just pop this guy. Man, am I really not using the death tiles at all? This feels wrong. Alright, Karl could really use some XP, so I might just have him do one of these guys. Or from here maybe, so Sparkmech can get the other one. Because I don't think Nimbus Mech has a good angle here, so Sparkmech can just... Everything good? Yeah. Okay, that's everything, right? Huh. That is a lot of crystals. What makes a treasury solemn? Alright, anyway, the Phoenix Project is always funny. Kind of annoying to need to get someone killed. On the other hand, the Bloodhouse site, annoying but doable. This squad should be able to do it pretty easily. And then Sparkmech can jack up the Bloodhouse site. Probably. All else equal, I'd say this is a little less fiddly than the other one. Oh, wow. And it's flies. I've really got a good reason to kill the flies quick, don't I? Well. Nice of the game to start me off with 3 flies on this mission, though. I so wish I could have Geyser Mech bash these two into each other for the XP, but... I could just have Nimbus Mech do it, but then Geyser Mech doesn't have a good angle on this guy. I suppose I could have Geyser Mech kill this fly, Nah, I don't... Well, I thought about letting someone hit the Bloodhouse site, but... Actually, yeah, I could have Geyser Mech kill the bottom one, Sparkmech go over here and hit the Bloodhouse site for 2, and then have Nimbus Mech smoke this one and let this one get the house site. But that would get the mission, but it would also leave me 4 vac alive next turn. Not that I'm super worried, but, you know, I could just as well do like this and then kill this guy and have... Oh, and then I guess I could have Geyser Mech smack the house site. So that seems like the correct course of action, really. No reason to get too fiddly. What a dick. Oh my. Would you look at that? The time is now. I mean, didn't exactly finish him off, but still. I could push the Silkworm onto the spawn here, or I could just... But if I don't destroy the Bloodhouse site, he won't die, so... I should probably just get it done. Even if that does make the next turn a little tricky. But hey, if half of them are mosquitoes, it's probably okay. Oh, that was convenient. Thank you for that, Mr. Silkworm. Okay, so if I just do this, then, this explodes, and I guess the silkworm would end up killing the mosquito, which is pretty funny. And then Sparkmech could pop this guy, and Nimbus Mech can do as I like. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking Nimbus Mech might just spawn block over here. Or I could do... Oh, I could do this just to, make sure the Vec know who's boss. Alright, so I do believe Karl is the one who needs XP here. Convenient of them to line up like that, ain't it? Yeah, worthy servant, blah, blah, blah. Alright, its building's immune, right? Whee! Anyway. Suppose the time is now. Excuse me. Oh, right, Stink Bug Leader. I can probably handle this, maybe. I'd like to stay away from the Silkworm here. I haven't always been super careful with them, but I don't... Huh. Stink Bug Leader doesn't have a lot of good angles here, does he? I might want... I don't know. Alright, yeah, he can... Stink Bug pretty much has to attack this. Maybe I should put someone up here just so he has another target. Since that would potentially cockblock the Silkworm. Or, I don't know. Because if he attacks the... Yeah, if he attacks the building, then the Silkworm can't get at Geyser Mech anyway. On the other hand, if it's like that, maybe a Spark Mech should be the one up here. Because if the Silkworm does get in his face, he can just shoot it. On the... I don't know. I mean, if the Silkworm and Mosquito both end up down here, I'm gonna need someone to reach them. I don't... I suppose if Geyser Mech can reach, like, even here, he could solve a lot of problems in this general area, but if these two get down here, it's not so easy. I might be overthinking this. Or underthinking it, like usual. Clean and by the numbers, he says. Are there even any rules about this? Okay, this might be an issue, but... Now, actually, I could have Spark Mech just kill this guy and then Nimbus Mech smoke the... Or... Yeah, Spark Mech would kill this guy and then Nimbus Mech would... shit. I might... No, wait, Nimbus Mech could do this. Silkworm becomes harmless and Mosquito ends up on the... spawn. Not ideal, but it's a start. Oh, wait. Hang on. Hypothetically, if Geyser Mech does this right now, and then Nimbus Mech popped a shot here, that would be a pretty good chain of smoke, but Spark Mech would have to damage himself to take the shot properly. Also, I guess these guys would be pushed away from the actual damage. Spark Mech could still get in here to hit the boss, though. Unless I want to shoot this thing, but I do need to get some damage on this guy. So I probably want to hit him with what I can. So yeah, it's likely I should just shoot the boss straight up and then have Geyser Mech push him down while Nimbus Mech handles these. Oh, Silkworms go pretty far. That's not great. Huh. I can actually shoot a building that has smoke on it, and and the building still wouldn't take damage? I'll be damned. That's actually really cool. Also, wait, why am I not just doing this and then letting Geyser Mech have his fun? Alright. Being able to directly shoot a building with smoke on it is fascinating. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that if I put a Nimbus Mech shot on the boss directly, and then Spark Mech could get here and shoot him, which should take out all these guys. Or I could not be standing there like an idiot. I don't know why I moved. I guess I... Eat a dick, stink bug leader. Anywhere worth popping some smoke. I suppose it can't hurt to put a little extra here. Too bad I don't have that upgrade. Oh, I keep forgetting it deletes smoke too. It'll be hilarious when I get the upgrade that spreads smoke. Okay, how can I get anywhere that's safe for him to shoot from? I guess if I had Nimbus Mech delete this smoke, then Spark Mech could get up here and shoot these smokes. And then, you know. On the other hand, do I really want Spark Mech to get all the XP? Like, that's a little... feels a little much. I could just have Geyser Mech get this. Because he actually needs the level. Okay, First Blood... Yeah, alright, let's see. Accelerator is not bad. First Blood never hurts, since there's so many Alpha Vec knocking around. And Vigor is a bit niche if you don't have any healing stuff going on. And I could do... Oh, this works, actually. That'll learn him. Okay, he ain't bad. Let me wait a second here. Critical shields could technically be worse, but... Do I really want to grab Adam when... Adam might be better than Sophia, I don't know. Who knows what she's gonna roll. And critical shields is not something I'm likely to use. I could just grab him, and if Sophia rolls a mediocre skill, swap him in and see what he rolls. Now, I am gonna, since, you know, I am getting rid of Ralph without keeping the rep for him because, you know, I used the console to give myself the other guy at the start of the run. So Ralph does not count, but first of all, what am I buying? Awkwardness Inducer looks cool, but it's probably not what I need most with this squad. Well, what I need most is probably Ignite, Spread Smoke, and all the move upgrades. All of them. Especially the first two, but... Ignite would be significant improvement to the damage. I probably do need this. And then maybe I'll take Ignite and then move on Geyser Mech, probably. Geyser or Spark both need move. Badly. I guess it seems harder sometimes for Geyser Mech to get the angle he needs. And then, okay, Ralph. Fuck off, Ralph. You don't exist in my world. Anyway, so thank you for watching, and join me next time for part 2. Oh shit, is that an anthill? Fuck this game.